welcome back to another Honkai Impact 3 video, and welcome back to Further Beyond Gaming. My name is Cody GT, and in today's video, my boys, my Fuhua users are gonna be extremely happy. So with that being said, if you enjoy the video, you like what you see today, go ahead and drop a like. It's greatly appreciated. It means a lot to me. And if you're new to the channel, you enjoy the content, you got something from it, go ahead and consider subscribing. Join the FBG family today. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers. Help us reach that major milestone. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Alright, my boys, so like I mentioned, my Fuhua users are gonna be extremely happy. So in the new version 3.6, the one that is coming after version 3.5 that we're getting here very soon on the global version, we have a new 6-star weapon that will be coming to the game, and that is the Nuada Greaves, the applicable weapon for Shadow Knight. So with that being said, what we're going to go ahead and do is take a look at what the new 6-star weapon actually provides as far as skills. And we'll take a look and see how that's going to go ahead and affect your Valkyries when it comes to your Fuhua. So obviously the Nuada Greaves are applicable to Shadow Knight, but were usable for other Fuhuas in the game. But after it becomes 6 stars and becomes the new weapon, it's going to be applicable to a lot of different Valkyries, such as like Hawk of the Fog and things of that nature. Not a bunch of different Valkyries, more a wide array of Fuhuas. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the actual skills and what it's going to be available to you when you get this weapon to 6 stars. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, now before we go ahead and actually take a look at the skills for this new 6-star weapon, wanted to give a huge shout out to the Facebook page that's providing this info. A link to their Facebook page is going to be in the description below. Always providing great information, and so I always want to show support to them and give them the proper credit that they deserve for always providing great information. So go ahead and give them a follow. Great source of information, always in the description below. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this new 6-star weapon. So originally it was Nuada Greaves. Now when you make it 6 stars, it turns into Moonlight of Nuada, and let me tell you, my boys, this weapon is fantastic. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this into the global side of Honkai Impact 3 at the end of this video, so go ahead and stick around for that. So going over the active skill, it looks like it has a cost of 0 SP with a 20-second cooldown, deals 1000% attack as lightning damage, cause 11-second bleed, 750 physical damage per half second. So that is great. You're going to be able to cause the bleed, do great lightning damage, and I believe it's going to be a cost of 0 SP. So that's fantastic. Moving on to the passive, gains 45% lightning damage, gains 15% so I believe that's going to be damage over time against bleeding enemies. If I'm not if I am mistaken, go ahead and correct me down below. Now what's really cool about the Moonlight of Nuada, when you make the Nuada Greaves 6 stars, when HP goes to 0, instantly heals 50% max HP and paralyze nearby enemies for 4 seconds. That is, first of all, I believe that's going to be a brand new mechanic in the game of Honkai. I don't believe we have a mechanic where you can essentially revive yourself. So that's going to be a brand new mechanic. So, and not only a brand new mechanic, but a very useful one in my opinion. When your HP goes to 0, you instantly heal 50% max HP. That makes your survivability just off the charts. It makes whatever Fuhua you're using extremely viable, because Fuhuas have to be up and close. Sometimes their mobility is very limited, such as Shadow Knight. This is the first Valkyrie that I'm thinking right off the bat, because when you're using her Ora, obviously you're pretty stationary when you're using it, and so you're really taking a lot of attacks. So if you happen to be using your Ora and then you get, you know, attack to where you are, you know, in in range of dying and then you actually eventually die, this is an extremely useful skill that will go ahead and heal you of 50% max HP and then paralyze the nearby enemies for 4 seconds. That's extremely valuable as well, because then the enemies are paralyzed, they cannot move themselves, and then that'll give you a chance to switch or get out of the way or go ahead and finish the enemy off. So I think that is extremely awesome skill to have for these new gauntlets. Makes them extremely viable already in my opinion. So moving on from there, the second passive, for 5 seconds after entering burst mode or using weapon/ultimate skill, gains ignore interruption. So that's fantastic. Reduces all upcoming damage received by 40%. That's fantastic. And gains 20% lightning damage and cause 200% attack of lightnings that hit nearby enemies for 1.5 seconds. So this is extremely viable. You can already see how great this is going to be for Shadow Knight. But not only Shadow Knight, but Hawk of the Fog as well. I think she's going to be able to use these gauntlets to a great potential. So this is really awesome. Going into burst mode, you gain ignore interruption. So when you're doing your attacks, you're not going to be interrupted while you're doing them. You're going to be able to continue doing them and not worry about enemy attacks. And then you have a damage reduction by 40%, meaning that when you're stationary, like with Shadow Knight, you're going to be able to have reduced damage taken upon you, which means you're not going to worry too much about the enemies attacking. You're going to be able to sit there, take the hits, and be able to dish the hits back, and then gain 20% lightning damage and cause 200% attack of lightning that hit nearby enemies. Means you're just outputting more damage in general. So that skill coupled with the first passive skill, another 45% lightning damage, the bleed on the enemy, and the survivability of being able to pretty much revive or resurrect yourself is amazing. And then paralyzing enemies nearby, I think that's fantastic. So this gauntlet, for my Fuhua users, especially my Shadow Knight lovers and eventually the Hawk of the Fog lovers, this I think is a must to go ahead and 6-star. So I like to go ahead and sometimes provide these videos because it gives you an insight on what weapons you want to 6-star, because if you do not know, 6-star in a weapon takes a lot of materials, a lot of resources, and so it's very difficult if you want to try and 6-star every single weapon that you have that's available for 6 stars. It's just, for a lot of people, not feasible because of the materials and resources it takes. You really have to be a whale at the game because of the Honkai cores and the other materials that it takes. A 6-star weapon is just incredible. So you really have to pick and choose what weapons you want to 6-star, and with leaks and images of new weapons that are getting 6-starred each and every time, it gives you a better idea. Because if you're a Fuhua user and you use Fuhua on a frequent basis, especially Shadow Knight, then this is obviously a weapon you're going to want to 6-star. But like I mentioned, I was going to tie this into what's going on the global side for Honkai Impact 3. So let's go ahead and jump back on the ship and we'll take a look at that. By the way, I did want to go ahead and get your guys' ideas and comments down below on how you feel about the new 6-star gauntlet, the Moonlight of Nuada, I believe it was called. Let me know what you guys think of that new 6-star weapon, and let me know if that's one that's piquing your interest. But like I mentioned, I was going to tie this back into the global side of Honkai Impact 3, and the reason I wanted to tie it back in, because right now in the expansion supply, we do have Shadow Knight as the expansion supply up drop rate Valkyrie, or the featured S-rank Valkyrie, I should say here. And then for the focus supply, we do have the Nuada's Grief in the focus supply A as the weapon you can go ahead and obtain here with the Monet Stigmata set. So I thought that was very interesting. I thought that was very ironic that the 6-star weapon got leaked for version 3.6, and we have the Nuada Griefs in the focus supply A that you can go ahead and obtain, and as well as Shadow Knight for the S-rank Valkyrie. Now I know a lot of you guys either have Shadow Knight or gonna skip Shadow Knight, obviously because S-rank Zele is coming. But if you did not have the Nuada's Grief, you have some extra crystals lying around, and Shadow Knight is one of your most favorite Valkyries to use, or just Fuhuas in general. This might be very enticing. Now I do have the Nuada's Grief So I am all set to go, and I do have Shadow Knight, so I'm all set to go as far as that's concerned. But did want to go ahead and mention that just in case you did not know, that is in the supply right now for you to obtain if you wanted to. But with that being said, my boys, that was the video today. That was everything that I had for you. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, like I mentioned before, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, comment down below, let me know what you think about what we went ahead and discussed today. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out.